Just pull up a chair.
Paul wants to die like a man, all right?
I don't want him to die at all! That's the whole point of this! So either help or leave!
Gustavo Fring, the calm within the storm.
Tell me how you really
In the chaos of Breaking Bad's ruthless universe, Gustavo Fring rose like a shadowed pillar of order. Not many drug lords could run an empire with the poise of a CEO and the silence of a ghost. Gus wasn't just calm, he was surgical. Where others lashed out with threats and emotion, he was measured, quiet, and terrifyingly precise. That's why fans were magnetically drawn to him. Gus Fring didn't stomp into rooms, he glided. He wasn't about loud dominance. He ruled through intellect and a masterful dual life. Publicly, he was the courteous owner of Los Pollos Hermanos, the kind of guy you'd trust to sponsor a community fundraiser. Privately, he was orchestrating one of the most...
Hey, the real question we need to ask Gil is...
trust to sponsor...
Who was Mike pointing this weapon at in this moment? Like, I understand he was shocked. No one seen that coming. I know I didn't. The viewers didn't. No one seen Gus about to knife the guy who's been by his side since day one when we seen him. All because his face was definitely seen by witnesses. Which later on, if you paid attention in the show, there was a sketch of a wanted man who fit the description of him, and this was what Gus was trying to prevent. Take his life now, send a message, but also later down the line, if he would potentially get picked up eventually, and who knows what he would say. Still kind of crazy, still on it, but one thing Breaking Bad does, one thing BCS does, is keep us on our toes. You don't really know where it's going. When I watched Better Call Saul, I didn't always know where Mike was headed. I didn't know what he was doing when he was breaking up stuff and doing this, and it was a trick and chewing a piece of gum instead of grabbing a pistol, and that's the way that he decided to lose Lalo. I didn't know what he was doing when he was breaking up stuff after he had got knifed up and he was in that lady's home and he was trying to figure out how to make a phone charger. It's like they didn't always give us things that you're like, oh, I seen that coming from a mile away. Like most shows that are good end up getting to a point where they don't want to off this character. So The Sopranos is reigns king in that. That's one thing that really, for me, does it for one of the best shows. You never knew what was coming. I mean, people that you loved would get offed. People that you didn't really care for would stay on longer. You just never knew where it was going. But anyway, let's stay focused. The point I'm making is when Gus is knifing this man, slicing his throat in GTA, who is Mike pointing a weapon at? Is it at the man in case he fights back, or is it at Gus? Because he doesn't know what's about it. Hey, you still got to protect yourself.
Is the courteous owner of Los Pollos Hermanos, the kind of guy you'd trust to sponsor a community fundraiser. Privately, he was orchestrating one of the most efficient meth empires ever seen. That contrast, that clean-cut exterior hiding volcanic control, made him endlessly fascinating. He never yelled. He didn't need to. Even his most brutal actions, like the chilling execution of Victor, were carried out with the composure of a man trimming a bonsai tree.
Did he never yell?
Gus lived by rules, and he expected everyone else to follow them. Step out of line, you're gone.
You might be
no
right.
mess, no second chances.
Gentlemen, is everything to your satisfaction?
Gus never yelled.
Thanks.
I mean, I know he has
Todd
that calm
Alquist,
composure,
evil in a polite
but never
package.
yelled.
Then there's Todd, the friendly face that hides a disturbing void. Todd
can go
Alquist
home.
doesn't storm in with menace. He smiles, calls people sir, and seems like a guy who'd help you move a couch.
You can
But
go home,
underneath
Lyle.
that politeness is someone capable of pulling the trigger without flinching. And that's exactly what makes him so unsettling. His descent into fan disdain begins with what seems like a minor role. Just a pest control worker helping Walt,
right.
Jesse, and Mike cook meth
Unpredictable.
inside fumigated houses. Nothing wild until that fateful moment in the desert. After a successful heist, a young boy on a dirt bike appears, innocent and unaware. Without warning, Todd calmly pulls out a gun and shoots him. No hesitation, no
Unpredictable.
remorse, just done. It's that contrast that gets under the skin. How someone so soft-spoken can carry out such violent acts without a hint of regret. As the series goes on, Todd keeps unraveling. He transitions from apprentice to enforcer. He keeps Jesse captive like a chained tool, kills Andrea just to punish him, and clings to Lydia with an almost childlike obsession. That's what makes Todd terrifying. His blankness.
Is that what you got for that? I didn't get him clinging to Lydia out of a childlike obsession. I just thought he took an interest in her. He's a single guy. I think that was the part where they were trying to paint the picture that don't think this guy is far from your average guy. He's a regular guy. You know, when you see him later in El Camino, when he still has the spider from that little boy that right there where he decided to unalive, and that little boy was just out there, you know, catching spiders and whatever he was up to and enjoying his dirt bike. They're trying to paint the picture where this isn't like this creep that stays in a room locked in all day and comes up with these dark thoughts and has these dark ways. He's a regular guy. And your regular guy can be dangerous if they decide to walk a path where you need to be dangerous sometimes. Like, he just was interested in Lydia. She's pretty. Hey, anybody else surprised when Lydia started speaking in English accent out of nowhere in her interview?
Rage. He doesn't celebrate. He just does what needs to be done, even when it's monstrous. There's no redemptive arc, no moment of clarity. Todd stays dangerous until the bitter end, proving that evil doesn't always come wrapped in rage. Sometimes it smiles at you and offers a polite handshake.
A nanny cam in the living room clock. I disabled it. I just thought you should know.
What's your name?
Todd. Sir. No one.
Mike Ehrmantraut, the code among chaos. Mike Ehrmantraut is the kind of guy everyone hopes is on their side when things fall apart. He's not flashy, doesn't need attention, and rarely loses his temper. But when it's time to clean up a mess, Mike's the guy with gloves already on. That dependability, that unwavering code, makes him one of Breaking Bad's most respected and beloved figures. Mike isn't just muscle, he's the architect of quiet control. His first appearance might feel low-key, showing up to clean up after Jane's overdose. But it's how he moves through the world that stands out. He's methodical, always watching, always calculating the next step. When others panic, Mike is already putting the plan in place. He isn't reckless, and he certainly doesn't kill for fun. Every move Mike makes is about maintaining order, protecting those who still have a chance, and sticking to his own code. Don't hurt bystanders. Get the job done clean. Cut liabilities before they become threats. And above all, don't...
We got him, chat. We got him.
...chance, and sticking to his own code. Don't hurt bystanders.
What's that? I mean, come on. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh, he never yelled at anybody. The man said Gus never raised his volume. He did. It was the last thing we ever heard from him. But Gus did yell. Hey, and that smack from Mike, that was the only time you ever seen Jesse get smacked, but it is not the last time that you... There was two people who needed a smacking every once in a while. One of them I can't name because it's going to make me look like I think that's okay, and I don't. And the other one is definitely Jesse. You know how many times he was crying that I was just like, I get it, I do get it, but not right now.
Job done.
It's hard when you're sitting there waiting for some trafficking or some violence to go on in a good show on your first watch. After your first watch, you can enjoy anything if you really like the show. But on the first watch, you're waiting for something exciting, and then you got to deal with the dude that keeps crying every other 20 minutes, complaining and crying.
Cut liabilities before they become threats. And above all, don't let your ego blow up something that works. His relationship with Jesse shows another side of him, something almost fatherly. Mike doesn't manipulate, he guides. He gives Jesse structure, purpose, and a way out of the chaos. It's what Walt could have done, but never did. And then comes the moment by the river. After all the meticulous work, all the effort to keep things tight, Mike's taken down not by a rival or a mistake, but by Walter White's spiraling ego. That final scene, staring at the water as life slips away, is a painful reminder that sometimes the best players still lose. But Mike, he went out like he lived, clean, composed, and unflinching.
Say it, please. I woke up, I found her, that's all I know. Say it.
Jack Welker, pure brutality, no apologies. Jack Welker is what happens when power is unchained from any sense of morality. A leader of a white supremacist gang, Jack doesn't pretend to be anything other than...
Hey, in an interview, Mike said he had a problem sometimes with the writers because of how he understood the character. He's playing the character. I think the man can have a say in the character. And, you know, they'd say things like, I don't think Mike would say this, or Mike wouldn't do this. And I think that just shows someone who takes his job serious and wants to give the best to the art, whatever the art is. I respect it. I don't think that someone can say, oh, he's hard to work with. I think that's somebody who is showing they care. But I will say, chat, that's a question I would ask Mike. Like, from a fan perspective, I would ask, did Mike have a problem with the way you decided to unalive Mike? Because there's just so many ways to go. But that one, I think I got questions. Like, I think Mike has shown us enough of a pattern that he's 2 steps ahead. And if he's going out to meet someone, even someone he doesn't really look at as, you know, an enemy, he knows that he's rash. He knows Walt is an egomaniac. There's just too many things that I think Mike would have, too many steps he would have took to protect himself and not be in that situation where this man has a pistol on him and he doesn't have one, or he didn't check the bag first, or it just doesn't, or he's not paying attention as he drives off, looking in the rear view, paying attention to him. There's just too many things where I go, y'all kind of did Mike dirty. I guess I'm complaining from a fan. Y'all did Mike dirty. Because you can't earn the kind of strategic points Mike earned with us just to take him out in the most... But to Gillian and to, you know, to the team's credit, maybe that's the genius in it. And this isn't for the person that goes, it's a show, guy. I get it's a show. I'm talking about the people who really love these shows. I'm talking about, maybe to their credit, that's the genius of it. That he went out in such a way that in a million time it would happen. And it would never happen again. You know what I mean?
Is a ruthless enforcer
I'll
who
let
will
it
do
play.
whatever it takes to stay on top. The first time his capabilities are fully revealed, it's like watching a military operation. Multiple synchronized prison murders executed within minutes, eliminating every possible witness. It's effective, horrifying, and completely devoid of hesitation. That's Jack's style. Remove the threat, ask no questions. He doesn't just cross lines, he bulldozes them. Walt may have built a drug empire with science and stealth, but Jack takes it with muscle and murder. When Walt wants out, Jack steps in, stealing the money, hijacking the operation, and enslaving Jesse as a cook. And when Jesse tries to escape, Jack has no issue ordering Andrea's execution. Unlike Gus, Jack has no code. There's no sense of justice or discipline, just brute force and control. That's why fans despise him. He represents the worst kind of villain, not the mastermind, but the one who revels in destruction and sees human life as collateral. Jesse Pinkman, the conscience that refused to die. Few characters in Breaking Bad evolved like Jesse Pinkman. What began as a bumbling, small-time dealer turned into a portrait of emotional depth and tragic resilience. Jesse was never cut out for this life, and that's exactly why people rooted for him. At first, he's reckless, immature, and only thinking about the next high or the next dollar. But under all that, there's heart. Jesse cares, especially about kids. One of the earliest glimpses of that comes during the Peekaboo episode, where he shields a neglected child from a horrifying home. That scene was a turning point. It revealed the soul behind the swagger. Jesse never wanted to hurt people, Every time violence touches him, it leaves a mark. Jane's death sends him into a spiral of guilt.
Yeah.
Killing Gale nearly breaks him, and the manipulation from Walt keeps dragging him back into the fire even when he tries to escape. When he finds out Walt poisoned Brock, something snaps. The realization that he was being used again and again is crushing. But the real torment begins when he's captured by Jack's gang. Forced to cook, beaten and held like a dog on a chain. The fact that he survives it, escapes, and refuses to kill Walt in the finale shows just how far he's come. Jesse isn't the hero or the villain, he's the broken human heart of the story. And in a world of monsters, that's what makes him unforgettable.
That was a good perspective. You bodied that with the perspective from the pattern. You paid attention to the pattern. I don't know why I didn't really focus too much in that, but yeah, there's a pattern there. It broke him little by little, and it was usually over something like that. Also credit to the team, because I can't imagine how many different shows. If there's so many shows out there that if they would have did the numbers of Breaking Bad did, and they would have did spin-offs, there's so many shows that would have wanted to take it in a different direction. To their credit, they start exactly where we end, and I thought that is legendary, yet alone getting the rest of whatever we got. Just starting where we left off was legendary. So many people, I can imagine how many writers came to the table. You know, this is a big payday. Oh, BB is doing a movie? Oh, after BC, oh, so many people would have came with their own script. Oh, I think we should go here. And they get real creative. I think the direction should be, Jesse has kids. And it's like, bro. We're starting where we left off. This is for the fans, not for us.
Skylar White, the line between family and control. Skylar White might be one of the most polarizing characters in Breaking Bad. From the start, she's portrayed as the responsible partner, focused on protecting her family and keeping things together while Walt unravels in secret.
Not
But her
keeping her legs
methods
together.
and her decisions sparked heavy debate among fans. At first, her behavior seems rational. She pushes for treatment after Walt's diagnosis, monitors his behavior, and demands answers when things don't add up. But as the lies pile up, her actions grow more desperate. She separates from him, keeps him out of the house, and uses the children as leverage. To some viewers, these moves felt cold, even spiteful. And then there's Ted Beneke. Her affair with her boss, combined with her increasingly calculated moves to launder Walt's money, painted a picture of someone caught between moral lines. She didn't want to be part of Walt's empire, but once inside, she insisted on control.
That's
The
what
car
Teddy
wash
said.
became her domain.
Once
The books
inside,
had to be clean. The procedures had to be
forget
followed.
about it.
Yet her contempt for Walt never softened, even as they became partners in crime. By the end, she's living in isolation with nothing left but her children. No marriage, no business, no control. Skylar's arc is a slow-motion collapse. And while some saw her as a voice of reason, others viewed her as an obstacle. That divide is what made her one of the most debated characters in the entire show.
Walt wants to die like a man, all right?
I don't want him to die at all. That's the whole point of this. So either help or leave.
Saul Goodman, Chaos' best-dressed navigator. No one expected a cartoonish criminal lawyer to become one of the most beloved characters in a drama this intense. But that's exactly what Saul Goodman did. He parachuted into Breaking Bad with flashy suits, fast-talking charm, and just enough sleaze to make him entertaining. Yet behind all that was razor-sharp intelligence and a survival instinct that made him invaluable. Saul didn't break the law, he danced circles around it. Need to make someone disappear? He's got a guy. Need to fake an identity? He's got a guy. Need to distract DEA agents from finding the RV lab with 2 panicked cooks inside? Saul's already on the phone, faking a police emergency that pulls Hank Schrader away just in time. He wasn't loyal out of principle. He stuck around because he was useful. He read the room, figured out how to stay one step ahead, and lived by a single rule: stay alive no matter what. And it worked. Even as everything around him collapsed, Saul slithered his way.
Hey, the only rule he lived by is just make money.
The cracks and re-emerged with his own backstory in Better Call Saul, proving that even the comic relief in Breaking Bad had more depth than most dramas offer their leads. Fans loved Saul because he was real, not in a moral sense, but in how he saw the world. He knew how it worked, and more importantly, he knew how to work it.
Oh, no, 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 no! No, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, he's the one! Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Ahí, siempre soy amigo! Siempre, siempre soy amigo del cartel!
Lydia Rodart Quayle, polite panic with a body count. If anxiety could run a meth empire, it would look like Lydia Rodart Quayle. Introduced as a high-strung logistics executive post-Gus Fring, Lydia entered the scene with a teacup, a fake smile, and a whole lot of paranoia. But make no mistake, behind the polite voice and stevia orders was a cold operator willing to get anyone killed to protect her name. Lydia wasn't pulling triggers herself, but she orchestrated her survival like a chess game. She gave up the names of Mike's imprisoned men, which led to the infamous synchronized prison murders. She turned Todd into her personal hammer, pushing him to clean up messes, increase product purity, and eventually kill anyone who became inconvenient.
A list of 11 names. Those 11 could sink us.
These are my guys, and they are solid.
Hank Schrader, from loudmouth to legend. Hank Schrader might have started off as a walking stereotype, the loud DEA agent cracking bad jokes at the barbecue. But by the end of the series, he was one of the most admired characters. Not because he was perfect, but because he grew.
Hey, for me, that was a standout pattern that I appreciated. I appreciated a few patterns. I could go over about 3 of them. I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to stay on topic. The pattern you just pointed out, I appreciated Hank's bad jokes because it's so much more realistic. There's so many people out there that you're co-workers with or peers with, and they're constantly telling jokes. They're consistent with jokes, and they're consistent with bad jokes. And I just thought that was just realistic. They didn't try to make Hank this guy that every time he hit a joke, he knocked it out the park. A lot of things he said that when he was joking were mid, to say the least.
And when it mattered most, he stood his ground. Hank's arc is a masterclass in transformation. Early on, he treated his job like a game. Walt was the shy brother-in-law. Hank was the brash enforcer. But everything shifted after the shootout with the Salamanca twins. That trauma cracked his confidence, forcing him to rebuild from scratch. Physically, emotionally, professionally. And he did, quietly, with minerals, therapy, and grit.
Minerals is crazy.
Might he be of the Latino persuasion?
Driver's license says Emilio Koyama.
Asian. Hey up, sir. Hey. First name Emilio.
Hector Salamanca, the sound of cruelty. He couldn't speak, he couldn't walk, but Hector Salamanca still managed to be one of the most terrifying presences in Breaking Bad. Armed with only a bell and an icy stare, Hector didn't need words to express pure hate. His cruelty wasn't just shown, it was felt. In flashbacks, audiences saw a younger, ruthless Hector shoot Gus's partner Max in cold blood, laughing as the body bled into a pool. That act shaped Gus's entire arc of vengeance. And in the present, Hector didn't soften with age. He mocked DEA agents, intimidated anyone within bell range, and held onto his pride like it was the last weapon he had.
Yeah.
Yo lo necesito. Él es mi compañero. Por favor, se lo...
Walter?
Speaking of him holding on to pride, the other day I was thinking, maybe I should do a breakdown where I could show the 7 deadly sins in each character. In 7 characters. Between BB and BCS. I thought it'd be interesting. But yeah, Hector definitely takes pride. Pardon me.
The man who knocked everything down. And then there's Walter White, the center of it all. a character who began as the picture of sympathy and transformed into one of television's most unforgettable anti-heroes. At the start, he was just a chemistry teacher, a man with cancer working a second job at a car wash trying to provide for his family. But once he stepped into the meth game, every decision, every calculated risk pushed him deeper into darkness. And the thing is, he was good at it, too good. If this breakdown hit hard, hit that like button and drop a comment with your most loved or most...
Deeper into darkness? Good at it? Too good? If this video hit hard, chill.
Bad character tier list. Starting off, we got my boy Badger. Man's the GOAT. He's the most feared man in the West. Bro really pulled up in a money outfit.
Bro, we don't need that voice the whole video.
First time we see him. That's tough. Also, am I the only one that thinks Badger sounds like a deflated balloon? Like whenever you fill a balloon up with air and then let it go, the sound it makes, that kind of sounds like Badger's voice. Which, I mean, I'm like the last person that should be making fun of the way somebody sounds. I sound like if you took Moist Critical, pitched him up a little bit, and then combined him with like a geeked frat boy. That's what I sound like. But you cannot tell me that he does not sound like a deflated balloon. You know I'm right. Badger seems like the chillest dude ever. All he does is smoke meth and play Left 4 Dead. Absolute legend behavior. So Badger's going S tier. I don't think he's S+, but I mean, he's definitely S tier at the very least. And he's Jesse's homeboy, and Jesse's my favorite character. Speaking of Jesse's homeboys, we got my boy Combo. Man looks like a deep-sea fish. I say that every single time Combo comes up, and it's just as funny as the first time. I mean, Combo literally died with a cup that said the Rizzler on it. Like, that's aura right there. But the Rizzler and the Big 2-5, really? Combo kind of reminds me of a Native American cryptid, if that makes sense. Yes, it does make sense. What do you mean it doesn't make sense? Yes, it does. And you can't forget that fire mohawk. Combo's mohawk kind of looks like he's, like, ripped hair from his pube.
Alright, if you're going to be giving us jokes the whole time, and I'm going to do us all the favor, even you, and not speed
and glued it to his head. I don't know why I'm flaming Combo. He's like one of the chillest dudes ever. Okay, Combo, I mean, he's alright. I'll go B tier. He might drop to C later in the tier list. We'll just see how it plays out. Next up, we have Elliot. Elliot looks like those like 3D emoji memes. Gretchen probably has more testosterone than Elliot. I mean, Elliot literally looks like the word wimp. And how did Elliot not see Walt sneak into his house with those big old ears he's got? Okay, so Elliot, he's an important character, but not as important as the other characters on here. So, I mean, I guess I'll put him C tier. I don't really think he's a bad character or anything. He's just not special. He's average. He's an average character. Okay, next up we have Gail Bedecker. Man's built like melted ice cream, but that's alright, because I really love Gail. Gail seems like that one.
See, I'm going to have to make sure that, as much as I'm going to make sure the Clippers eat, I gotta pay my editors more. Cause I can't imagine the number of times I'm gonna have to text them at night. Yo, bro, I was checking something. I said this and I meant to say this. Put that in edit. It's just overly more and more work all the time. Like you know, real quick, where he said he meant to. How did he not see him coming in? He meant to say here. Like those little edits, bro. You would think like, you know, because it took 2 seconds, it's easy to do, and it's not hard. But when you add that on top of the chopping, on top of the editing, on top of the volume, on top of the you know, it's like, just make sure they eat. That's all.
Coworker that's like chill, but also you wouldn't be surprised if he was like a sex offender. But I mean, I know my boy Gale would never do such a thing. My boy Gale is a real one. I should have added Gale on the Breaking Bad Smash or Pass. By the way, let me know if you guys want a part 2. That video was like super fun to make. You guys were not happy that I put Betsy Kettleman in mid, but I stand by what I said 100%. I think Betsy Kettleman is mid. Just not my type, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, Bet.
I don't know your list, but I might just check it out tomorrow. Why not? I disagree with you. I don't think she's mid, but I see what you did there. You used the worst pick I've ever seen of her. Trying to pull your argument.
My boy Gale, because my boy Gale is not mid. He's S+. His death is probably one of the saddest in the show. I think it's top 5 for sure. Okay, next up we have Gretchen. Gretchen's just better than Elliot in like every single way. I mean, Gretchen's basically the same as Elliot. I don't really need to explain myself here. But I think she's just a much better version of Elliot. And she's got that chemistry with Walt, you feel me?
However you book, first check Kayak to find great deals and filter out flights you maybe don't want, like ones with layovers.
At NJM, we don't do mascots. We do what's right when things go wrong.
Sorry.
NJM.
What about the soul? Alright, next up we have the Chicken Man. the most feared gay man of all time. He's also in Star Wars, and if you guys don't know this about me, Star Wars is my favorite franchise of all time. What can I say about Gus that hasn't already been said? He's like one of the best written villains in like probably TV. I'm not going to say in fiction. No, not at all. But in TV, like live action TV series, he's probably top 5 for me. The thing with Gus is that he's not like your stereotypical villain that just looks evil and acts evil for no reason. Bro genuinely seems like a normal guy at first. Like if you saw Gus walking down the street, you'd be like, yeah, that guy takes it up the butt, and that's about it. But Gus is an absolute monster, bro. But he's not evil just because he's evil. He's evil to improve his game in the drug business, you feel me? Gotta respect that grind. So I've ranked Gus so many times at this point, so I'm not going to yap as much as I normally do. So, I mean, he's S+. Pretty easily S+. Next up, we have ASAC Schrader. Bro, Hank looks like the most stereotypical, chill, blue-collar uncle of all time. Like, I think everybody has an uncle that looks like Hank. And Hank is always standing on business. He took down so many Salamancas, it's insane. He literally 2v1'd the Salamanca twins. Even whenever Hank dies, he can't help but die in the coolest way. And Hank's probably the objective protagonist of Breaking Bad if you think about it. Hank is the definition of him in the Breaking Bad universe. So for that reason, he's going S+. We can all agree on that, right? And if you disagree, you're objectively wrong, and I'm right. Next up, we have Hector Salamanca. Hector Salamanca is an absolute death machine on wheels. Hector is literally a kamikaze wheelchair pilot. Like, how do you guys manage to make a crippled dude in a wheelchair that likes to dookie himself cool? I mean, dookieing himself is, like, pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I gotta give him credit, but still. But is he the same tier as Gale, Gus, and Hank? The more I think about it, I'm dropping Gale down, because why is Gale on the same level as Gus and Hank? I don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, Hector has to be S+. It would be blasphemous if I put him anywhere else. Next up, we have Huel, the greatest character ever written in fiction. Easy go. In his own tier, as you see. He's in his own tier. He's above everybody else. So far above everybody else, people argue that Huel exists in a different dimension. Like you guys watched Interstellar, Huel's the one that built that library that helped save the world. Using only 1% of his power, by the way. Alright, next up we have the Kanye guy, Jack. I'd say Jack is probably the person I hate the most, other than Ted, of course. Nobody's lower than Ted. I mean, he killed Hank. He killed Hank and tortured Jesse. I hate him, but since he's a villain, I'm supposed to hate him. I'm not supposed to like him. So for that reason, I'll put him A tier. I think A tier is fair because he's like one of the few people that really affected Walt. I think Jack's underrated as a villain, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, we have the biggest baddie in the entire show. Let's go. Other than Huel, of course. Huel's the biggest baddie. But I mean, Jane was low-key like annoying to Jesse, but she's so bad that it doesn't even matter. And Jane's death led to like 200 people dying, so cool. So I think I'm gonna put Jane as a character. She's B tier, but man, she's a baddie. Next up, we have the GOAT. My favorite Breaking Bad character is Jesse. And bro went through like absolute hell just to have like one of the few characters with a happy ending. I love Jesse, man. Also, I've mentioned this a few times, but I think Walt loves Jesse more than Walt Jr. I feel like all the things that Walt does for Jesse, he would never do for Walt Jr. Come on. And Jesse's got the best fits in the entire show. Alright, Jesse, we all know where he's going. The absolute GOAT. Except for Huel, of course. Alright, next up we have Jane's dad. Tell me Jane's dad does not look like the gay love child of Walter White and Howard. Also, what is with bro's hairline? Just cut it off. He is a really tragic character, though, I'll give him that. I think he's better than Elliot. He's also one of the people that caused the 200-person fatal plane crash. So, I mean, Jane's dad, he's alright. I mean, nothing special. But I think he's C tier. He's average. Alright, next up we have, he's some kind of nudist or something? We have Crazy 8, the first villain in Breaking Bad. Also, what happened to Crazy 8's dog after he died? I think we need another spin-off show about Crazy 8's dog. I mean, Crazy 8's Walt's first hands-on murder. That's a big deal, duh. And the situation that Crazy 8's in whenever Walt and Jesse capture him is very identical to what Jesse was in when he got captured by the Kanye people. So Crazy 8, the first villain in the series, I think he's A tier. I think he's on the same tier as Jack. Alright, next up we have Lydia. Some guy wrote a whole essay about how he wants to suck Lydia's nipples. And I pinned that, and then YouTube took it down, or he took it down from shame. But I don't know. But for that one essay, I'll bring Lydia up to Smash in the Breaking Bad Smash or Pass tier list. So There you go. That essay's kind of changing my opinion on Lydia a little bit, so you did your job right. Never would I have thought that I would actually not mind Lydia. Character development goes crazy. But I mean, let's face the facts here. Lydia's annoying. Lydia's really annoying. And she tried to get my boy Walter killed. Come on. But I mean, I don't hate Lydia like I used to. I don't mind her now. So I think she's C tier. I think C tier is fair. She's really
annoying,
weird though, like the way she
I
acts.
want to see where you put Skylar.
What's up with her, bro? Next up, we have Marie. I have a hot take. I think Marie is 100 times more annoying than Skylar. The only bad thing about Skylar that I really despise her for is the fact that she's
Skylar's annoying.
Ted, and Ted's my op. That scene where she's giving Hank a handy in the hospital was low-key tough, though, you can't lie. Literally, all Marie does the whole show is whine, cry, and steal things. Come on,
bro,
dude.
so does Skylar.
I'm gonna put Marie in D tier. I don't like Marie. Next up, we have Mike Urban Trout.
Hungry Root makes sticking to my
So does
anti-inflammatory
Skylar,
diet,
so does Jesse sometimes.
I just started an anti-inflammatory diet.
No, really, Skylar does.
My
cry.
beautiful king. Mike is so
About
cool,
everything.
especially for being an old man. Like that scene in Full Measure whenever
Not
he goes
cry,
to the chemical
complaining
plant
cry.
and just starts massacring everybody and like sniffs the Asian girl's feet. That was so tough. And Mike had probably one of the saddest deaths in the entire show. I think S+ tier is fair. Nobody's going to argue with me on that. People will argue about me with all this stuff except for Mike. We all love Mike.
Oh,
and if you don't
I
like
didn't
Mike,
even hear you were
you don't
on
exist
Mike.
because
Yeah,
everybody
Mike
likes
is S
Mike.
tier.
Next up, we have Saul Goodman. Despite the fact Saul has like the Cecil hairline, I absolutely love Saul, bro. Oh my god, that's not a hot take at all, I know. But Saul is
S tier
absolutely
back
him.
to back.
S+ tier, enough said. We all know
Right.
why he's there. No need to explain. Alright, next up we got my boy Skinny Pete. My boy Skinny Pete's just like Badger. He's the chillest dude ever. My boy Skinny Pete doesn't want to do anything except sell meth, do meth, and play video games. Absolute legend. S tier. Next up we have Skylar. Somebody told me that Skylar's head
S
looks
tier?
like a foot, and I can't get that out of my head. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't think Skylar's that annoying compared to Marie. Sure, she has her moments, but like, I think Skylar's overhated, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, let's be honest, bro. Yeah, sure, she disrespected the grind, but Walt would probably be in jail if it wasn't for her. So, I mean, she's probably A tier, I think.
When you
She's
put
an
it like
A tier
that,
character.
when you
really,
put it like
really,
that,
really overhated in my
You're
opinion.
right.
Next up, we got Steve Gomez, the most
don't think she's
underrated dude
overrated.
ever. His death hit so hard and nobody talked about it. Now, yeah, he's Hank's boyfriend, but other than that, I'm going to be honest, I'll concede here. Even though I love Gomi, he's not that big of a character. So I think I'm going to put him B tier. I think B tier is fair for Gomi.
B
Next
tier's
up, we have
fair.
no, horrible. Ew, get this off my screen. Alright, next up we have Todd. I think Todd is an expertly written character, I'm not gonna lie. Because
Yeah.
Todd will almost make you root for the guy, and then
Yeah.
he'll do something that reminds you why he's a villain. Like, the show goes on, you're like, oh, this Todd guy seems kind of nice. I mean, I like this Todd guy, then he shot a kid on a dirt bike. But then
Yeah.
he's, he's kind of nice, he's helping out Walt and all that, then he tortures Jesse. Like, bro, I honestly think Todd is one of the best written villains in the entire show. I mean, I think he's better than Jack. I think he's better than Crazy 8. I think he's better than Skylar.
Definitely better than
So I'm going to put him
Crazy
S tier. I genuinely think Todd is an S tier villain. Okay, having Skylar in A tier is kind of goofy. I'll move her down.
There you
And I
go.
think I'm going to move my boy Combo up a tier. There we go. I think that's better. Next up, we got Tight. Tuco Salamanca, the best Salamanca in Breaking Bad, not including Lalo, because that's Better Call Saul. Also, I know it's a little too late to mention now, but yeah, it's only Breaking Bad characters. There's no Better Call Saul characters, my fault. Every single time
Bro,
Tuco
I
was
didn't
on
even
screen,
realize that.
your booty hole would start to quiver. He's scary.
I
Like,
wasn't
he's
even
actually
thinking.
scary, and he's
I
an
guess
alien
I just
resurrection,
thought you
so
would
that's
get
gonna
to
bump him up
Kim
too.
and-
If Tuco stayed longer, I think he'd be the best Breaking Bad villain.
You're right,
I'm
a
gonna
little
put
late to
Tuco
mention,
S
but-
plus tier.
It's worth
Second best
mentioning.
villain in the show. Next up, we have the breakfast guy. Bro shows up, eats breakfast, and then dips from the episode. Absolute goat behavior. Who would win a
Right.
race? Walter Jr. or Hector Salamanca? Walter Jr., I think he's A tier. I think A tier is fair. Shows up, eats breakfast, leaves, does not elaborate. Absolute, like, that's aura.
No
That's
remorse.
aura right there. Alright, last on the list, we have the man himself, Walter White, the main character of Breaking Bad. Walt's transformation from a small cock, wimpy science teacher into an actual kingpin was peak. He's the main character, bro. Everybody knows Walter White. What can I say about Walter White that hasn't been said a million times? Bro legit caused everything that happened in this show to happen for the most part. And he cooks the best blue in the world. Walt, I think, is one of the best written characters in fiction. I think that's fair to say. Walt, easy S+ tier. We all knew this before we got into the video. Alright, that's it for the tier list. We have Huel in the top tier. Enough said. We have Gus, Hank, Hector, Jesse, Mike, Saul, Tuco, and Walt in S+ tier. We have Badger, Gale, Skinny Pete, and Todd in S tier. We have Jack, Crazy 8, Combo, and Walt Jr. in A tier.
Right.
We have Gretchen, Jane, Gomi, and Skylar in B tier. And we have
Gomi,
Ellie,
man, I
Jane's
like this
dad,
character.
Lydia in C tier. We have Marie in D tier, and we have this disgusting, horrible Ted, the worst character ever made, in the Ted tier. And that's about it for the tier list. I just wanted to get a fun, fast, quick video out because my next videos I have planned are gonna be like really big, heavily edited, like hour-long videos. That's what I plan on, at least. Maybe I don't go through with it. I change my video ideas so much as I go on, but the plan is I have a lot of big videos planned, so I wanted to get something quick and fun out. You know, the calm before the storm, you feel me? And so if you like the video, you should like, subscribe, all that.
Get a load of this guy. The calm before the storm. Just do it. Nah, chat. I sound like him too sometimes. Chat, I'm going to give you 6 hours a day moving forward. Then the next 3 days come and I'm only 3 to 4 hours. Pardon me. Alright, chat. I just figured I know I'm late. I'm late to the party when it comes to this, you know, this type of content. But that's fine. I go this way when they go that way sometimes. It is what it is. This is the content that I enjoy. Figured we enjoy it together. So, that's that. Alright, chat. I really would like to do another video. Because of how things went today. It's late. I'm thinking about shutting it down. That might be the last video for the day. If it is, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And if it's not, we'll figure it out. But it probably is. What y'all think about his tier list? I like the first video better. But I'm taking notice of his page. I'm gonna go check out his page as soon as I click off. If he did the hour-long videos that he said, we'll go react to some of them. Because obviously, you know, he seemed a little funny. And his list wasn't too bad. Who do I disagree? Gomi could be up a little bit more. Gomi could be up more. And Skylar can be a little lower. I don't know. Get out.